Hello, Greenridge. It's Mr. K here, and I'm introducing our Science Week to you on Monday, the 8th of March. Now, as the science lead, I am super excited about British Science Week, and we're going to be celebrating it in school this week. And your teachers have planned some really, really fun activities for you, and there are some extra daily challenges that you guys can have a go at completing at home. So I'm going to introduce British Science Week to you and introduce some of the challenges that you guys are going to be completing. So the theme this year for British Science Week, and it's all across the week, okay, and it is innovating for the future. Okay, now this theme encourages us to think about the incredible inventions that people have made in the past. So throughout the ages, there have been some fantastic inventions that have really, really changed how we live. Can you guys have a little think about something that you think will have been invented to help us? There are so many things you could think of, like the electric toothbrush. Okay, the car is a fantastic invention. Aeroplanes, computers that teachers use every day, phones, electricity, light bulbs, all of that. Those are fantastic inventions that have changed the way that we live. So let's break this down. Let's look at the word innovation. Now, you might be able to recognize this word from our English lessons where we innovate a text map. What do you think that might mean? So innovation is a new idea. So remember, when we're innovating a text map, we come up with new ideas for that text map. So an innovation, thinking about science, is a new idea, a method, or a way of doing something. And an invention, what's an invention? Invention is something that's never been made before. So it's brand new and it changes the way that we do things. So let's look at some inventions that have changed the world that we live in. And modern life is full of these inventions. For example, what's this a picture of? Absolutely, television. Okay, it was invented in 1924. That's a long time ago, isn't it? Okay, televisions first went on sale in the 1920s. They showed video in black and white only. Now we've got colour. We've got some TVs that are slightly curved. We've got some TVs that show 3D. So technology has really, really advanced and innovated. So at first, the televisions couldn't send moving pictures. So ventriloquist dummies were used instead. So you can see this man here, he's got kind of puppets, and they had to use puppets before because they couldn't send moving pictures of humans. And how that has changed now, we can watch a football game on TV, which shows moving humans. Okay, we can watch live television, which is fantastic. It's happening there and then. Another invention has changed the world that we live in, the motor car. This is one of the first ever petrol-powered cars. Look at it. It looks very different to the cars that we have nowadays. Are there any doors? Are there any windows? And look at the steering wheel. It's upright in the middle. Okay, and it was created in 1885 by Carl Benz in Germany. Its maximum speed was 6 miles per hour, which I'm sure lots of you would be able to do walking to school very, very quickly. So it wasn't very fast, but it was an invention that changed the world. Because nowadays, if we look at some of the cars we have, they're very fast, they're very safe, and they're very fun to drive. Another one was the mobile phone. And the world's first mobile phone was made on the 3rd of April in 1973 by Martin Cooper, who worked at a company called Motorola. And it weighed 1.1 kilograms, about the same as 2 loaves of bread. Nowadays, we've got very, very small phones. But look at the size of that. Okay, it would have been big and chunky like that. It would have had buttons on it. It would have had a teeny weeny screen. Okay, no touchscreen, no apps, no games, no cameras. You would have just been able to call. That was it. So think about these inventions. Do we think that inventions are made by one person, or are they made by a team? Have a little chat. What do you think? Okay, so many inventions are actually made by one person. Sometimes just one person will notice something that will change the world for millions more. And here's a really, really nice example that I found. So George de Mestral, he was walking through the countryside one day, and he saw one of these plants from a kind of thistle. And he noticed that some of the seeds stuck to his clothing. Maybe you've done that before, and you've walked through a field and you've got some seeds that stick to you. He remembered that. He went home and he used that idea to create Velcro. Now, Velcro is something that we use lots of. Teachers use Velcro to stick things on the wall that we want to change, like our visual timetables maybe. And you guys might have Velcro on your shoes. And it's a fantastic invention that has changed the world. So that was made by one person. But sometimes inventions need a team. Okay, sometimes they change and improve over the years. So a good example of this is in ancient Chinese civilizations, they use an abacus, which is one of those things where you slide the beads over. Okay, then they introduced moving levers and gears, and then they developed over time to create early computers. They changed those into personal computers, which could fit on a desk, and they became smaller and smaller and smaller. And now we have powerful smartphones, we've got powerful laptops, we've got brilliant computers, just like we have at school. We have iPads and things that we can use. So that has been a massive team effort over thousands of years, starting all the way back in ancient Chinese civilizations. And it's been passed on and passed on and passed on and developed and developed. Okay. You can see one of the first programmable computers there. Look how big it is. It fills up a whole room. Now we've got computers. Each teacher has their own laptop and their own iPad. And they're very small, aren't they? All of that technology has been condensed down. Okay, so now we're going to think about being an inventor, because this week you guys are going to be inventors. So some inventions happen by accident or through good luck. Some happen when lots of people get together over a long time. But let's think, what kind of skills do you think you need to be an inventor? Have a little chat in your class. What skills do you need to be an inventor? Excellent. So we might need curiosity, linking some of our learning muscles here. Perseverance, never giving up. And patience, because we're not always going to get it right the first time, are we? No. So we need to be patient. Can you guys think of any more? Thinking maybe to our learning muscles as well. Excellent. So, can children be inventors? They absolutely can. It's not just adults who invent. Here are some young inventors that came up with something that helped. So there's an 11-year-old Cassidy Goldstein, and they were fed up trying to draw pictures with broken crayons. And we've all used crayons and they snap. Okay, they're not very, very good. So the pieces were too small to hold on to. So she found a plastic tube at home and put the crayon stubs inside. Her crayon holders are now sold in many toy shops. So you will have seen those crayons, okay, where you have the stacks on top of each other and you can push them through and change the color. That was invented by an 11-year-old. Wow, it's like a year 6. Another 11-year-old was swimming and he realized that he couldn't talk to his dad underwater. So he started researching and testing, and he came up with a water talkie. And it's a cone-shaped megaphone that means you can talk to people underwater. How fantastic is that? Invented by an 11-year-old. So you guys can be scientists. You guys can be inventors, especially this week. So this week, you're going to take part in science activities, and they're going to be focusing on space as our theme. So in early years and in Key Stage 1, you're going to be thinking of ways that we can get into space. And in Key Stage 2, your task is to think of ways that we can get back down to Earth. So you're going to be doing this all throughout the week, as well as some daily challenges. And on Friday, we're going to be celebrating our super scientists in our celebration assembly. And Mr. Ladyman has created this fantastic certificate for us that we're going to be handing out. And your teachers are going to be keeping an eye out, looking for some fantastic work. They're going to be sending me examples, and they're going to give out some certificates on Friday. So you're going to have some daily challenges as well, ladies and gents. So each day there's going to be a daily science challenge. And what we're going to do is we're going to be tweeting that from the school Twitter account. So you'll be able to access them at home as well. And your teachers will probably show you in school too. Now, these activities are all optional, so you don't have to do them. But if you want to be a scientist, they might be something fantastic to do at home. And here's a sneak peek of some of the challenges. So you should be following Green Ridge Primary Academy on Twitter, and if not, you can find them on Twitter at GreenRidgeR2 for Reach2, and you'll see these will be tweeted each day. So you've got a scavenger science activity where you need to make a shelter. You could do it indoors, making a den indoors, and then you could do it outdoors. There's an activity involving eggs where you can make an egg float in water, and you can then protect the egg. And I know some of you in Key Stage 2 are going to be protecting an egg this week. And spinning science, you can make a spinner using this template. And when you throw it up in the air, it will spin like a helicopter. Okay, so I'm now going to give you daily challenge number 1. And this is available to each and every one of you, and it will be on the school Twitter. So you'll be able to remind parents when you go home. Your first optional challenge is to create a poster on the theme, Innovating for the Future. So remember, it could be to do with lots of the lovely inventions that we've looked at today, or you can find some more. It could be to do with space, like our theme this week. These can be handed in to your class teacher throughout the week, and they'll be passed to me, and we can enter them into this competition. And there will be a link. If you do it at home, you can always enter yourself, and I'll hand out some prizes on Friday for some excellent entries. So think about what you're going to design for your poster. You may have some time to do it at school during the week, or you could do it at home as part of your optional challenges. Really, really hope you have a fantastic, fantastic science week, okay? And enjoy it. Take lots of pictures in your classes, send them to me, and I can't wait to see what super scientists you can be. Thank you.